How are we all? How is everybody? Welcome back to TMTV, and we are bringing you a watch along of Leeds taking on Burnley, a battle of the Roses clash, Yorkshire versus Lancashire, and we obviously all know the situation, don't we? Burnley are down. That's just as it is. Leeds have a chance tonight to actually cement their place in the Premier League by beating us. However, I think the interesting factor here is that there is no longer a Scott Parker managing in claret and blue. We are not going to see that them four bits of masking tape on a jumper on the touchline again. So Big Mark Jackson's in there. I had to mute Sky Sports because I'll be honest with you, it just they were coming out with flaming Mark Jackson puns left, right, and centre. I'm sure they're probably going to be doing it in the commentary. So that's why I'm going to just bring you normal stuff and not bring you all of the Mark Jackson crap that's been coming or from all over social media. So we've tried a bit of a new layout that could be the layout going forward, which obviously we're just trying something a little different for watch-alongs where it's more full screen. But yeah, let us know what you think. Like I say, we are trying a few new things going forward with the new season fast approaching as well. But yeah, get your comments in, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, let's have a laugh and have a chat during the game. Should be an interesting one. Like I say, Leeds at Ellen Road it is a tough fixture, isn't it? It always has been. I think for any team really that goes to Ellen Road, it can be a bit of a tough task. But Leeds, let's not forget, was one of the teams we beat early on in the season, and we haven't beaten many teams this year, have we? 2-0 win on the 18th of October. But it's now Mark Jackson's turn to on social media by the players saying how much they love Scott Parker and things like that. But I've got to say, it seems to me a bit PR and more that he was more of a friend than a manager. That's not going to work. Yeah, you can be friends and things like that, but there's got to be that level of knowing, I'm your manager. I can have the banter as a friend, but there's a level of I'm your manager. And when I tell you that the work needs doing, the work needs doing. But it seems like that wasn't the case. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes going forward. It is unchanged for Burnley. We'll go through the teams close to kick off, but it is an unchanged starting 11. It's the same starting 11 that faced Manchester City not so long ago, and I can see already people in the chat have said that they're not happy with the fact of, again, playing a back five. Let's say hello to everyone in the chat as well. Nick's in and says hello. So hope you're well, Nick. Hope things are good. I thought I'd change that, so with the comments coming up, so I probably won't bring them up, but they're up on screen anyway. Good evening to yourself, Ginger Alley. Hope you're well. Big Bad Baz is in the chat. Hope you're well, mate. Like I say, we face each other on the final day of the season. That'll be interesting when you probably put us rock bottom. But no, I appreciate the comment, Barry. And he says, all the best against Leeds this evening, Dan. Really appreciate it, mate. I don't like that lineup, 5-4-1, the formation. I don't like it. No, you're not on your own. You're not on your own. I don't like a back five. I really, really don't. But yeah, all things are going good with me, Baz. Everything's, well, apart from nursing a sprained foot, rolled on my ankle playing football, as you do. And I've got my first ever running 10K next week. Not this Sunday, the Sunday after. So I'm sort of hoping that I'm going to be able to do that next week. I am able to put pressure on it, so that's the main thing. Nick says it all looked so promising, an early win in the season against Leeds and Sunderland. It really, really did. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. We actually looked like a team that wanted to battle even the transfers, if you look back to what we said in our match preview with Dan and James, we were saying that some of the signings we were making were very. We almost felt like, right, this is different. We're actually going to make a really good, strong go of things, but it wasn't to be, and we've already got that big fat R against our name. But we're here, and there's still some games to be played. It's just Leeds aren't out of the mud yet. Like I said, they need to get a result here to really probably cement themselves in the division. But the players are making their way onto the pitch. So we'll have a look at the teams. Starting with Leeds. And their team is as follows. Carl Darlow starts in goal. Joe Roden, Jaka Bijol and Pascal Struijk in a back three. Jaden Bogle, Ethan Ampadu, Anton Stack, Ao Tanaka and James Justin in a midfield five with Noah Okafor and Dominic Calvert-Lewin up top. Subs for Leeds, Sean Longstaff, Brendan Aronson, Sebastian Bonal, Joel Piro, Sam Byram, Lucas and Metcher, Lucas Perret, Daniel James and Wilfred Nonto. Let's have a look then at the Clarets team, because as much as it's unchanged, there is changes on the bench. 2 have been dropped and 2 have come in. But starting 11 is Martin Dubravka in goal, Kyle Walker at right back, Bashir Humphreys, Yalmar Ekdal and Estev playing as that back three with Quillinshi Hartman on the left. Loom Chowner, James Ward-Prowse and Josh Laron sit in midfield with Jaden Anthony probably just behind Zian Fleming. Or even if it is a 5-4-1, like we said earlier, Anthony probably cutting in from the wing to help Fleming out a bit. Subs though, it's nice to see 2 names back on there. Hannibal is fit enough to be back and named on the bench, as is Zeki Amdouni, who we haven't seen all season. He's been injured, but he's on the bench, as is Joe Worrell, Florentino Luis, Leslie Ugachukwu, Lucas Perez, Brozier, Marcus Edwards, and Max Weiss. You know what? I'm not overly fussed about that team. I'm not saying it's a bad side that we've picked. I'm just saying that on the basis of it, I just don't like the back five. I mean, the way we played against Manchester City, I think it's not a bad idea, because Leeds are going to try and get on the front foot. If we're going to try and take this game to Leeds, we need to do similar to what we did against City, but be clinical when we try to push forward. Something that obviously just hasn't gone our way this season. Nick says the question is, when and where did it go so wrong? It's a tough one to call, because it's not. It is and it isn't. It's tough because I'd say the West Ham game, early doors of the season. But I'd also suggest, when you look at Parker's reign with Bournemouth, with Fulham, they've all said the same thing. They have all said the same thing, that they start the season pretty well, and then eventually it all just turns to mush. You know, we end up struggling, and the talent just ends up being sucked out of the team. It's not great, not great. Max in, hope you're well. Same old, Ginger Alice says. But yeah, Kyle Walker said in the tunnel to the reporter that Scott Parker was a friend first and foremost, and an excellent manager. If he was that good, then why have we only won 1 in 25? Yeah, that's the question you got to ask yourself. That is the question you got to ask yourself. Good evening to yourself, John. Hope you're well. Exactly, we have nothing to lose. We could go all out. I think the players now have to show their hand a little bit. They have to look and say, right, well, you know, this is what we want. This is what we plan to achieve. And to be honest, I've just flicked over because on one channel it's not started, on the other channel it has started. So let's crack on and get that updated. So there we are. We are underway. Yeah, game by game, Nick. Not a bad shout. Yeah, it's not looking like Bellamy, is it, Mac? But we've got a good period now where we can not rush the decision. We can actually, you know, take our time with it and look for a solid candidate. But it's just showing an early chance for Leeds that we missed. Probably very early doors, but yeah, mine's 1 minute 20 in. Thing is, I'm watching through like Now TV, so it's quite difficult because of it's probably about 30 to 15 seconds, maybe, I don't know, behind. It all depends on how it pans out. But Leeds holding possession. Bogle. Hartman does well. Takes a stab at it and brings down Stack. Leeds free kick taken quickly. Worked back to Pascal Strike. Leeds having to try and work the opportunity. Playing, but Burnley doing well to try and close down the move. Ekdal. Intercepted. Ball over for Anthony. He just can't keep it in though. And it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Max said, who would you say was in the core group of players we need to keep hold of? You'd like to keep hold of players like Anthony, Hannibal, Esteve, Fleming. It's just, I just don't see it. I just think we've got to basically, you know, make a turnover on these players, especially after the recent, you know, records of finances that have been released. Yeah, Barry says, have you got any preferences for the manager's job done? I mean, like you say, it seems that it's Gerrard who's the front runner. I think whoever comes in, I think whoever comes in has got a massive task on their hand, no matter what. I think Gerrard has to, if he does come, has a point to prove. He really does have a point to prove. But you know, some of the names that have been branded around, I'd love someone like Thomas Frank, but I just don't see him doing it. Don't see him coming to us. I know that I get the sentiment of Sean Dash, but again, under the ALK, I can't see that ever happening. Yeah, I mean, like you said there, Anthony, I hope you're well, mate. It says about Gerrard. Bristol City want him as well. It's going to be, like I say, interesting summer for Burnley. Incomings, outgoings. And who comes in as well? Alice says Bristol can have Gerrard. John thinks Dubravka retires. I don't think he does. I think, if anything, he probably goes back to probably close to home. Back to, is it Slovakia? But Leeds have stolen the march. They've stolen the ball off Walker's foot. And it's going to go for a goal kick. Not sure what happened there. Ball got played to Walker. Oh, no. It was a loose pass in the centre of the park. Nearly allowed Leeds to steal in. Noah Okafor got forward, but great pressing by Walker and Hjalmar Ekdal. Hi, Kate. Hi, Esme. Well, I'll put my hand up and I'll say that I was one of those that actually was like, I don't want Lampard, but what a job he's done there. Yeah, I don't think Bellamy will be a manager, John. Like I say, he wants to see Wales into a home Euros. Leeds come forward again. Ampadu finds Tanaka. Tries to play one through. Ekdal clears. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a big job, like you say, for whoever comes in at Burnley and for Rob Edwards. You know, the last time Rob Edwards went down with a side, they ended up going down again. So it will take a bit of getting used to. Like I say, the Championship is not an easy league. Just like the Premier League. 7 minutes in. Burnley are 1-0 down. Dash won't come back. Not under ALK. I'll have to look at this again. Ball's played to Anton Stackers. Just took a wild stab from range and how's he beat Dubravka from there? How has he beat Dubravka from there? Dubravka needs to do better there. I mean, there's loads of space. Lots and lots of space. Too much space. And it is 1-0 to Leeds. Just knew it, didn't you? You just knew it. As it stands, this basically puts Leeds safe. Always expected it to be a tough game. It is right in the corner, but then again, Dubravka comes over as if to think he's pretty much already got that post covered when he does, and I think that's when he realises he's given himself too much to work at. Yeah, I agree what you're saying, Mike, but Stack with a free kick. Not a bad range either. We've just seen he can hit him. That one is wide of the mark. It's just showing that Stack goal again. I think Dubravka thinks he's got that post covered, but there's too much. He's given too much space. It is very, to be fair, it clips the inside of the post. It's going in anyway, but it just takes a dink off the inside of the post as well. I think it depends, Mark, on who we keep, who we sell, what sort of philosophy the new manager brings in. I don't think it detracts from the achievement, no. Whether you achieve 100 points or not, I think, okay, it shows your mettle a little bit, but Sunderland didn't achieve it. Look at what they've achieved this year. Look at the way Leeds have made Ellen Road a fortress for themselves. It's going to be a Burnley throw deep in the Burnley half. Kyle Walker throws it all the way back to Dubravka. Goes out left to Bashir Humphreys. Again, Burnley aren't giving them. They aren't awarding themselves enough space. They're getting put under the cosh. Leeds really want this. It's going to be a goal kick. Dubravka tries to go quickly. Ball over the top. It evades everybody, but Fleming's chasing the loose ball. Now a midfield battle. It's pinball in there. Now Chowner's trying to put some pressure on Pascal Strike. Him and James Dustin having quite a good understanding there. Yeah, I agree. That's what I mean. That 4-5-1, it invited the attacks of Manchester City as well. The one thing I will say, Chris, is like I said, Rome weren't built in a day, and it is going to be difficult when your manager's just gone. You've got a manager that's just come in. He's obviously literally had a day to work with the team because Parker was sacked yesterday, and I suppose you can't work miracles that quick. That's all we asked for, John. That's all we asked for. That, like I say, that City game, it was too little too late, but that's the first time for a long time I've actually seen us throw some fat into a fixture. Again, Burnley a little bit wayward with their passing, and now Leeds have a chance to come forward. It's going to be a Burnley free kick. Yeah. No, I totally agree. Change it up. For a minute, I thought, no, he's not. I nearly believed you then, Mike. Nearly. The problem you've got is they'll have worked on how they plan on setting up in the game and everything else. The game plan will have already have been worked out before Parker's sacking yesterday. So it's too late to just go in and rip up the rule book, I suppose. However, if it hasn't changed by the Villa game next weekend, if the Villa game is sort of the same sort of ethos, then I'm with you. I'm totally with you. Why aren't we changing it up? Why aren't we going back to a 4-4-2 or trying to be rigid and with our structure? This one, we're a little bit too close to the sacking and everything else. Like I say, the game plan already set out. If we don't change it up against Villa, then I'll be thinking, right, seriously, what are we doing here? However, Burnley have stolen a March ball on the edge of the box. Oh, Tanaka. Look, you passed it too slow, expecting it to feet. That's another thing that's pissed me off this year as well. That we're not proactive enough. We're not chasing down the loose ball. We're not trying to... When we're asking for the ball to our feet, we're too little too late with it. We're standing there expecting the ball to just get to our feet. And by this point, there's already professionals running in. Ready to kill the move. And John, that's the question I used to ask under Scott Parker. Who's the boss? Well, that's the thing. Was he a boss or the mate? You know, you can be friends with your boss, but there's also a level of where you know that your friendship is. And as a manager, I don't think that Parker had that. I think he was just everybody's friend. Exactly, it can't be both. I'd like to actually see us play with two players up front. Like I don't get this. Why are we sticking to one forward? Like I say, Fleming has done well, but look at the goal tally that Fleming had got at Millwall by playing just behind the striker. You know, or running off the shoulder of the last defender while the striker then, switches roles. Right now, I don't see any of that. Not taking anything away from Fleming's game. Fleming has been brilliant. He's probably been the light in the dark, really. Leeds having a good spell of possession. I get what you're saying, Mac, but and I'd understand it if we had something to play for. However, you think I want to play. I want to play to prove a point that I'm one, good enough. Two, as if you're that player, gonna want to put yourself in that shop window in the summer, surely. Too many cooks spoiling the broth, Ali. That's what it is. You have too many people in there, it can get overcrowded. .500 English League appearances for Kyle Walker. Majority in the Premier League. His championship one will go up if he stays with us next year. Ball over the top. Ekdal's up. Again, second to it. Leeds come forward again. It's dropped. And you know what? Hartman does well there. But it's very sloppy. It is really, really sloppy. Corner comes in. And again, Ekdal clears. Chowner putting a little bit of pressure on. Carl Darlow has to try and clear quick. I don't think we need to rush the appointment, though. That's the one thing I was saying earlier. We're playing for nothing now, just pride, which none of us have seen that all year, have we? Dubravka plays it out from the back. I don't. Why are we trying to go along with it? Are we just trying to clear it forward, or what? It's. I'm not entirely sure what the emphasis is on what we're trying to achieve. You can tell how defensive we are when the ball got played along the back then. Jadon Anthony could have put him under pressure, but knew full well that his fullback won't push up and cover his position. So instead, he didn't bother chasing the man down. He went for the option of trying to just watch his man and not really attack the phase of play. That's what we've been trying to play all season, Chris. You're involved in a Premier League game of football, lads. Just go out there and try not to lose. If it finishes 0-0, cracking game. Fine margins is why we didn't win. I think the only Burnley player that's seen most of the ball has been Ekdal. Leeds defensively are well drilled as well. You know, we're not going to. Another reason why I think it's stupid for us to be trying to play a long ball over the top. The majority of this Leeds squad are 6 foot and above. Why are we trying to play a ball over the top? A bunch of load of big bastards that are just going to get there first. Again, it's another well-worked move by Leeds. Another chance that could potentially create. As Steph tries to cut it out. Move still kept alive, though. Skips past 2. Skips past 3. To the edge. That's going to be a foul. Challoner's asking for the yellow card. I think Pascal Struijk is going to go in the book. Knew what he was doing there. Pulled his man back. That's his 5th yellow card of the season. No, I agree. 1 win in 26 is pathetic. Obviously, I'm guessing his 26 is after today's game, Ali. Dubravka goes long looking for Fleming, who's more interested in wrestling with Pascal Struijk than trying to win the ball. I'm sure I'm coming down with a cold, guys. Kyle Walker does well. Now Liam Chowner. Hardly anyone in the box. He's going to have to come back. He's not really got the support, and Tanaka can get it away. Hartman does well. He comes all the way across the pitch. But again, a move that Burnley could have put together. They don't get forward enough. We do not get forward enough. When we do, there's only one player in the box surrounded by 5 other players of the opposition. How is that going to work? That's the problem, Matt. The board won't. They want a head coach. They don't want a manager. That for me is already alarming in itself. I want a manager who's going to come in and be able to make certain decisions. That's what will benefit a club. Not, oh, let's get a head coach in and some director of football, and it's the director of football's decisions who suggest that this club go in a certain sort of way. No. And ball in possession, just not really doing much with it though. Having to go back. Down or across. Fleming. It's out. It's just, I think it's one of them games where, okay, yeah, Mark Jackson's in and we're not going to see much change because, like I say, it was too close to a sacking. But with nothing to play for, you still want to at least see some sort of fight. I'm not sure, Mac. I'm not sure why it would go black on the screen. The one thing I will say is, if you live local to Burnley, if you do live local to Burnley, get yourself to Padiham tomorrow. Get yourself up to Arbories at Padiham and support a local non-league side. They have a chance of promotion tomorrow in the playoff final against Chadderton. So even if obviously this Burnley game's tonight, so that'll be over and done with. But yeah, get yourself up to Padiham. Is everything all right though? Is the screen on now? It's a 3:00 kickoff tomorrow as well, which will be good. Hopefully the weather's still nice. Hartman picks out Humphreys. Ward-Prowse gets it back from Jaden Anthony's. Looking up to see if he can manoeuvre across into the box. Ward-Prowse has it. Tries to feed one deep to Kyle Walker, who does well. Touches it down. Now Ekdal. Comes more central. Ward-Prowse again. Tries to whip one over, thinking that there's going to be a run on the overlap. That's probably wishful thinking when we've never done something like that. That'd actually be pretty decent, Padiham and Burnley. I think the only time they ever do it, though, is if it's Burnley's under 18s or something. Bashir Humphreys has gone into the book. What's the weather been like today, John? It's been glorious here, if I'm honest with you. I'll be honest, Alfie. Gerrard's got a point to prove. Gerrard has a point to prove. And I think it's not a bad. The question we've got to ask ourselves is, we don't want to be seen as a club that's going to be a case of, well, this is a good option for a manager to, restart his career sort of thing. We want someone who's going to come in and have that mentality of, like Dan said last week, there's another card dished out here for Loom Chowner. For getting mouthy with the assistant referee. It's like I say, it's a tough call whoever comes in through the door. We are little old Burnley, and I think Gerrard is a capable candidate, but it's a case of, we can sit here and say I'd like Thomas Frank, Ange Postecoglou, whoever, whatever. But those calibre of managers that have just managed, Spurs and stuff aren't really going to come in. I'll be surprised if they did, if that's sort of one of the routes. But I wouldn't mind a manager like that that's got some sort of pedigree and credentials. You know what ALK are like? They love a name. They love a former player to come in and try and put a stamp on things. Oh, some names on there. I would. I'd rather Fizz from Corrie than flipping Ralph Hasenhüttl. Jaden Anthony does well. Can't get to the second. See, Leeds are just too quick for us. They're already thinking about the move after the move, where we're too busy thinking, which leg do I put in front of the other? Come on, Clarets, wake up. The reason Dash were with us for so long, though, Ali, is because that nobody enjoyed the way he played football. Because every manager now is sucking eggs and trying to do the same thing as Pep Guardiola. Dare a manager try and do something different and work with his actual players that he's got to their strengths. Get a Spaniard. Well, John's in Malaga. He can go do some scouting. Leeds third on a list for the most set-piece goals this season with 16. Have a set-piece here with this corner. Ball whipped in. It's pinball in there. Burnley managed to clear. But only as far as Tanaka, who's going to put it back in. And it is going to be a foul. Is it going to be another card by Bromwell? It is. It's Joe Roden this time who goes in the book. Not Espanols, though. He's getting very card happy. This is becoming a bit of a scrappy affair. The question you want to ask there, Alfie, is Well, sorry, the question I want to ask there is, when do we not get battered? Look at that game against Forest. Like, first half, we're winning 1-0. I thought we had the upper hand. Second half, arse fell out, and we just wasn't involved. Got a Burnley throw in though, deep in the Leeds half. Kyle Walker probably going to go along with this. It's there, but nobody there to pick up the loose ball. No, Hartman. Looking at trying to work it back. Dubravka has it. It's too much fannying around at the back. Like, can we just stop? Have we ever thought about looking forward? While they're trying to lung bust and put us under pressure, look forward. Look at trying to make some space and make a run. Who have you got currently at right back, Steve? I'm guessing a Sunderland fan. So who is it? Trey Hume at right back? I think he'd do well in that Sunderland side, especially, with where you finish the season. It's not a bad option to have, is it? The problem is you don't want too many right backs fighting for that one position. That's the only problem you'll have. I say that we've got 4 because we've got Kyle Walker, Connor Roberts back from injury, Son out on loan, and Sharande Sambo. That's true. A lot of people wrote Xhaka off. Good ball by Fleming. Chowner chasing it down. Gets onto it. Fizzes one over. Oh, and Fleming and Anthony get in each other's way. Fleming tries to go for the overhead kick. It misses it. Fleming goes for the overhead kick. Anthony can't quite get to it with his head. He heads it into Fleming, and now it's just... Ugh. Just showing it again. Chowner whips the ball over. I think if Fleming moves out the way... Jaden Anthony has a headed attempt on goal, but it hits Fleming right in the butt cheek. to be fair, Scuto, I sometimes think, why do I do them? Why do I put myself through it? So I can totally understand why you wouldn't watch, especially when it's just comical defending, second to every ball. And in 2 words, piss poor. That is true, Alfie. You do have to. But it is half time. It is half time. 1-0 to Leeds at the break. Let's see what is said. Let's see if there is going to be any changes. But as it stands, it is Leeds 1, Burnley 0. And we'll be back with the second half very, very soon. I'm going to nip for a wee. I will see you guys shortly. Stay with us. Ugh. What a first half shit show that were. Expecting to sit for another 45 minutes of this. The thing is, it's one of them where I just want the season to end now. I just want it over and done with. Focus on what's to come. But hey, it's one of them things, isn't it? Oh, I've noticed that for years, Mike. Says, has anyone else noticed that when Friday night, it's not just Friday night football, Super Sunday's the same thing. Our game will be on first, but they'll still talk about the next game, which is Arsenal against, I don't know, someone like flipping Brentford or something. It's just silly. Everybody should get the fair assessment. The only reason why they don't is because they know more about these big clubs, because the bigger clubs are always in the limelight, they're always spoke about. Teams like us don't get anything. Nothing at all. We shit on the shoe to the Premier League. That's all we are. But it won't be long now until we get the second half underway. Players out on the pitch. Referee making sure everything's in order. I'm not sure if anything has been changed, but we are underway. A stat put out by Sky Sports was Burnley have now failed to score in the first half 23 times this season. Doesn't that tell you something? Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? It's bad, Mike. How you doing, Wayne? I hope you're well. Exactly, John, it does. Good run by Chowner. Can he get it across? He can. Hartman's there. Tries to pull it back. Ward-Prowse takes a shot from range. It's dipping. And Carl Darlow collects comfortably. Again, this is what happens. They're having to go to the edge of the box with these to pick out the pass because there's not enough bodies in the box. Scooter rally. Nice one. I don't mind a good scooter rally. Strong scent of two-stroke in the air. Going to be a Burnley free kick. Bashir Humphries brought down. And it's going to be a card for Calvert-Lewin. Just trying to plead his innocence with the referee. But when you pull somebody back by their arm, I'm sorry, but that's definitely a yellow card in my eyes, because you know what you're trying to achieve. You don't know what he's winching for. Yeah, I'll try and get to Swansea and Cardiff if I can. I'll have to see what it's like for tickets, obviously, when and what time of the season it's going to be. I'm going to be in Pembrokeshire in May, to be fair. Oh, it's still quite a way away from Tenby. Hartman leaves it for Bashir Humphries to take the throw in. Fleming. Still going to be another Clarets throw in further in. No, it's going to be a Leeds throw in. I thought that had come off Rodon, but Joe Rodon still has it. Kyle Walker. Now Noah Okafor. Walker trying to see his man out. Tanaka plays the 1-2 with Ampadu. No, Justin. Who do you guys want to go up through the playoffs? I think, like, obviously, if Ipswich get second, I think Millwall deserve a fair chance at trying it. I think after the amount of years that we've seen teams like Huddersfield and Blackpool and Luton come up, why not? I know people will say Wrexham, the Hollywood story. But Hartman does well to get up. It's still in there for Leeds. On the edge of the box. Still in there for Leeds. Burnley try to clear. Kyle Walker has it. Picks out Ward-Prowse. Good ball. Burnley have to try and... We need to be bombing forward. We're not. We've got nobody running on the overlap, and now we're stood in midfield again. We've not got players forward thinking enough. It's just ridiculous. See, now Calvert-Lewin's stealing in. Does well. Plays it along Bogle. It's over the top. It's 2-0. It's 2-0. It's too fucking easy again. Okafor. This is what happens when you haven't got players willing to get forward and bomb forward. What are you playing at? Seriously, what are you playing at? Because I don't get it. It's Hartman's piss poor pass back, or pass along to Ward-Prowse. And it's just too simple. It's too simple again. Too lazy by Burnley. Too easy for Leeds. And 2-0 to the home side. It's just not been good enough. A change already for Burnley. Hannibal has come on for Josh Laurent. Like I say, I don't think that's going to change much anyway. I think that the way we actually are playing at the minute, and again, Hartman's pass is a little bit weak. Ward-Prowse needs to be coming towards that though as well. Ward-Prowse is expecting it to his feet. It's a throw-in for Leeds. This could be another scoreline, same as the Forest game. Which, like I said, to me shows that everything is wrong. Long ball pumped forward. Ball with Tanaka on the edge. He takes a shot. It's deflected and it's in. 3-0. It's Calvert-Lewin. Second half capitulation again. Ali's just sitting there. Total capitulation. Yeah. Dog shit. Dubravka's down. Ekdal saying get on quick. But again, let's just have a look at this. It's played to the edge of the box. We don't get out quick enough. Tanaka's shot, saved by the keeper. Calvert-Lewin just quick enough to react. I'm sorry, I don't see anything wrong with that. For in terms of the way it is. Is it his goal? I don't know who it comes off last. No, it is Calvert-Lewin's goal. It is Calvert-Lewin's goal. $3-0. Exactly, Chris. Exactly. Like I said, this result. I'm sorry, I'm not going to have what people say. Oh well, that one's not on Parker. All those Burnley fans that go, oh, see, it wasn't just Parker. This tactically, as we've stated already, was set out by Scott Parker. Was set out instructions wise, the whole lot, day before a game. His game plan, like Chris has said. We're shit. Well and truly shit. I totally... Do you know what, Alan? There is a level of it. There is a level of it where you do obviously have to question the board. But there's also a level to the recruitment. And again, like Chris says, if Jackson wanted to, he could rip the game plan up. Yes, we have nothing to play for, but it's just frustrating. Frustrating. Dubravka's back to his feet, saying he'll carry on. And again, why do we do that every fucking kick-off? Well, let's get the ball and pump it forward. For what reason? It's stupid. Oh, you can tell this is just a proper Parker like performance. Fuck me. The thing is, I don't even see any fight for him. Like, say, that City game, we showed a bit of fight. This game, we really, really don't. It needs to change. Tactically needs to change. It's it's beyond poor. Bulk of them do. Bulk of them do need selling, you're right. We're not showing enough to get on the front foot. We're not trying to create space. We're standing there going, well, if you're going to play it to me, play it to me. Well, how about making a run and showing some intent? There's a lack of intent. Be it to attack or a lack of intent to actually put in a fight in performance. I don't know, Barry. I think you might give a good account of yourselves. It depends what sort of Sunderland side you get on the day. I honestly think you will put us 20th on the final day of the season. I'm saying it now. Unless Jacko actually changes it. Look at how quick. Oh, here we go. Leeds come again. Come forward again. Ball whipped in. Every man behind the ball. So even if it does go forward, no one there to try and attack it. And there's still just under half an hour left to watch. Got no words for this shit show. Ali says it there. Leeds are running rings round us, literally. I don't see where we're ever going to actually get anything. Not that, like I say, not that it makes a difference. We just want to see a fighting performance, fighting chance, a bit of effort. There's nobody chasing down the second balls. Leeds have a chance to whip another one in. And do. Walker tries to play a header back to Dubravka, even though he's under some pressure and could have just thought, knock it out for a corner. I mean, he does in the end. I wish we could, Mac. I wish it were that simple to just go, nah, you know what? We'll take a fine, not bother playing the next 3 games. Okafor's coming off. And Lucas and Metcha is on for Leeds. It's going to be it's going to be a double change for the Clarets this time. Florentino Luis and Lucas Perez coming on. So Ward Prowse goes off, so that's like for like. And Hartman's off for Perez. So that's like for like. So you've changed absolutely fucking nothing. Again. I don't get it. I just don't get it. You have a chance to tactically change it. Where are you tactically changing anything there? You're not. I've took a midfielder off for a midfielder, and I've took a left back off for a left back. Have we ever thought about potentially going 2 up top? Dropping a centre back. And going 2 up top. We won't do that though, will we? Because we're too fucking numb. We can't think on our feet to do something like that. Yeah, exactly. Same old. The thing is, how many times? I bet the lettering on your keyboards, right, or your phones, for those letters of same old, not just you, Ellie, but everybody in the chat, is probably wearing thin with how much we're saying it. Because it is. I hope Spurs go down with us, Bazza. I really do. I think it'd be piss funny. It's like Hannibal there. Had the ball. Now, he manages to get it back, but that's because he actually occupied that space to hopefully get it back. We don't do that enough. We stand still and then go, all right, let's try this, let's try that. When have they been interested? That's the question. Chris, when have they? Like I say, I'm still frustrated because I know full well this is a Parker performance. Burnley do have the ball in the back of the net, but it is flagged for offside. Ooh. He could actually be on here. Pires could actually be on. I think that'll get checked by VAR. It's Humphries with the initial shot, and it's Pires who finishes it. Oh, I don't know. No, I think he might be looking at it from the other angle. We're going to have another shoulder incident again. It's definitely going to be an offside based on the top half, but it depends. I'm not entirely sure whether the shoulders are in line or not. That's a very tight call because of the way he's running. So no, it is offside. That's another thing. Every time the ball hits the back of the net, it's all for us. For us, it always seems to be. Or VAR will have to check this. VAR need to look at it. When Leeds have had the ball in the back of the net, there's no checks for nothing, handball or anything in the build-up, foul play. No, Burnley do it, and that's it. It's a massive palaver. Offsides. We only score offsides. We only score offsides. Yeah, they were quick enough to get it off. They couldn't wait. Stev plays a ball through to Chowner. Still got it. And it's hit the back of the net. It's 3-1. Love to say thank you to Omu in the chat who put that in nice and early, even though, don't really want any spoilers, but I suppose can't really spoil. Won't surprise me if that's checked, actually. He's done well there with that finish. Same Burnley goal, so I'm guessing it stands. Bit of a shock. So it is 3-1. Well, that's true, Ali. Yeah, they do just want the big city teams in the Prem. Substitutions for Leeds. Longstaff is on. And Brendan Aronson. And it's Stack and Ao Tanaka who have gone off. I agree with you, Obu. I'd like to see him doing a play, but let's see what happens. Burnley Airport. The closest thing to an airport in Burnley is Dave Fishwick's garage. That's wishful thinking, that, John. Come back on. We are going to see Amdouna. We're going to see Brozier as well. Blimey. Are we actually going to show some attacking intent? I mean, we're just a few minutes behind, so if you can, try not to let us know if anything's happened in the game goal-wise. And then at least then I can give like an authentic reaction instead of thinking, hold on, has something already happened because someone said something. I'm not sure who's doing core comms. No, the substitutions for Burnley haven't happened yet. Longstaff doesn't play for us. He's on. He plays for Leeds, Barry, but he's only just come on from off the bench. Ethan Ampadu receives a yellow card. We are going to see them changes now. It's Bashir Humphries coming off. And Zeki Amdouni is on for his first appearance in a Burnley shirt this season. And Armando Broja is on for Zian Fleming. So have Burnley gone 4-4-2 now? It's all right, Bazza. Don't worry about it. I think Burnley have gone 4-4-2. I tell you what, if we were to get anything out of this, I'll give Jackson his flowers. But since when did this become a thing? Interviewing the players while the game's still ongoing. Just typical, isn't it? Steph finds Hannibal. Does well to skip away from his man. Anthony's going to have to go back. He's under some pressure. And to be fair, if Burnley want to go for it, they're not in any rush. You wouldn't think they were 3-1 down. Broja plays it quickly. It's over the top for Anthony. Picks out Pires. Tries to cut it back. It's going to be a Burnley throw-in. Bogle clears it. Burnley take it quickly. Hannibal. Into the centre of the park. Ekdal. Kyle Walker finds Chowner. Now a Stev. Burnley trying to look for that opening. Pires finds Florentino. Can't quite work the ball in to space. And Estef was trying to go for a quick one there, but Leeds could be in here. It's a simple ball over the top. Just enough, or too much on it, by Dominic Calvert-Lewin, which Dubravka can see. I can see Longstaff being sent off here. If he carries on. Gone in quite tough on Hannibal and then starts mouthing off at the referee. The referee has a word with him. But 80 minutes gone and the Clarets still 3-1 down at Ellen Road. And that's a shit ball over the top and all. Yeah, you can tell they're going to try and just. I think for the last 10 minutes or so, we've started to get on the front foot a little bit in this game, and I think that's why Leeds are starting up like, well, we just if we hold off a little bit. You know, who knows? That could stand Burnley in better stead. They need to try and carve open opportunities, though. They're not going to do that if they're passing it at the back. Hannibal has it. Now Lucas Pires. Again, we're not looking forward. Look, Amdouni was trying to run into space then. Carl Walker's seen the run, spotted the run of Brozier, but again, too much on it. But it's the pass we should have released before. Amdouni's making that similar sort of run, and like I say, 2 or 3 minutes before that, well, 2 or 3 seconds before that, it still makes all the difference. It's going to be a Burnley throw-in their own half. And Pires does well to pick out Esteve, who has to go along with it, and Brozier's still there, and the flag gone off for offside. Yeah, it can't have been. It's a free kick to Leeds, so I don't know what's happened there, because maybe a bit of handbags between the two. It's Longstaff who whips one in. It's going to be another Leeds United corner. Not long till this game finishes now. And just like you guys in the chat, I can't fucking wait. No, we won't get out now till end of season, Mike. Corner comes in. Free header. And Dubravka saves and then falls to the floor. Get up and react. Get on the front foot quickly. Again, we don't give a shit about trying to react quickly. Leeds are at 6s and 7s. They're out of possession. We should be going, right, let's try and play this forward. This is where, do you remember the championship season under Company? We actually had someone like Muric who, okay, dropped a clanger every now and again, but his precision on his passing to pick somebody out was second to none. I will say something. Has Amdouni actually touched the ball since he's come on? I'm not quite sure he has. There were a stat where I don't think we've actually finished bottom of the league in, like, I can't remember when it were. There were a good number of years, though. Jadon Anthony has it. Tries to cut between three, but the heavy touch. There's always going to be an extra man there. Should have picked out Pires. At least get bodies then in the box, or even look for the return. The decision making, poor. Getting forward in numbers, poor. Even looking forward, poor. Burnley Football Club, poor. That doesn't surprise me at all, mate. Right, why don't you create space for each other? Turn. Walker. Finds Chowner. Oh, he can't get past his man. Florentino tries to keep it alive. Hannibal's now going to be booked. Just having a look at that again. I mean, yeah, he does completely miss the ball. Like I say, as I'm doing, he actually touched the ball. Ball back with Dubravka. See, again, shit passing. Leeds just stealing. Intercept once again. Like I said, zonal marking is shit. Leeds players are trying a bit of the dark arts now. Joe Roden went down then. His referee's asking him what's up, and he's saying, I've got cramp. But literally seconds before that, you could hear him muttering to one of his players, like, I'll just go down. The only blessing of the Premier League, Ali, is the fact that it's financial gain. The only way a club is going to grow is by being in the Premier League and receiving those riches. But we have the mentality of a Premier League club. We just, as a football club, but in terms of players, it's just clearly the Championship to the Premiership is just too big of a jump for us. By the way, 8 minutes have been added on at the end of this. Eight minutes. Another 8 minutes of misery. Ugh. It's looking like Dan James is getting ready to come on to kill a bit of time for Leeds United. I'm just glad that City relegated us and not Leeds. More than anything. If I have to try and look at a positive. Well done by Broja. Hannibal picks out Chowner, who's now dropped to the left-hand side. Pires. Hannibal again. He's going to have to come back towards this. Chowner, is he going to try and take his man on? No, goes for an early ball. Broja's across. Why didn't Broja attack that? Oh, I think maybe he thought he was offside, so he didn't touch it, but... Exactly, Barry, exactly. Staying there is completely another level, isn't it? You know, luckily we've managed to have that stability when under Sean Dyche, where we stayed in there for a number of years. But no, what I'm saying, John, is that the club itself has a Premier League mentality. Off the pitch, everything we do off the pitch is probably to a Premier League standard. But on the pitch, it's Championship at best. It's going to be Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Jayden Bogle coming off. So it's Dan James and Wilfred Nonto on for Leeds. And again, a pass. There's, let's sweep a ball through into absolutely Fu King No One. You're 3-1 down. Look forward. I think I'm doing this just at his first. Oh, no, it weren't even I'm doing it with Brozier. No, I'm doing he's got it. Cuts in. Plays it to Pires. Can Pires get a good ball across? It's on the edge. Kyle Walker with a shot. Deflected. Jaden Anthony takes the touch. Back with Walker again. Can he whip one in? It's deep. Header up. Nobody there at the back stick. Now with Hannibal on the edge. Shot. Defended again. Kyle Walker, can he keep the move alive? Looks back towards Jaden Anthony. He's probably going to try and take on all three. No, makes the pass. Now Walker. Hannibal. You need to make this move count, Burnley, if you're going to try and make something of it. Of course not. You're going to work it back. Just get the ball forward, please. I know that sometimes you've got to work the ball back to bring them out, etc. But it's just... It's like that then. He manages to keep the ball in. Instead of taking a touch and looking up to see if there's anybody in that perimeter, no one. Zilch, 0. However, ball comes in again. Still there. Burnley try to keep it alive. Anthony turns, shoots, and over the bar. To be fair, Anthony's just took a snapshot. I don't think he even realised it was landing at his feet. Just want to say a massive thank you to you guys as well for watching, joining us, seeing this little ginger face express misery. Like I say, I also want to just say thank you for this season, for your support as well. You guys have been phenomenal. I'm not sure when I'll be doing, if there will be another watch long before the end of the season. I can't really say. I know there'll be nothing for Villa because I'll be in Blackpool doing my run next Sunday. But yeah, I've got to just say a massive thank you to you all. Like I said, do stick with us even in the Championship. I've got nothing but love and support for you all. So keep doing what you're doing, interacting, liking the videos. It all helps, and it helps us grow. We're growing steadily, but we will get there one day. Ball selector. Barry, it's always a pleasure to have you in, mate. I've always got time for you, pal. So yeah, always nice to see you in the chat. And I appreciate that, Ali. Like I say, we'll have the match preview for Villa. We'll probably dissect this game. Expect to see our full-time review in a second. I'm going to record that once this live's finished. And that'll be up on the YouTube Shorts. But we're just waiting for the referee's whistle, which should go any moment. And then we can put an end to this shit show that we've been watching. Like again, poor pass. Now Leeds come forward. Could potentially make it 4 before the end. It's a shot. Dubravka saves. He's spilled. Does get to the seconds. I think that will be that. It is. Cheers, Fernet. Appreciate it, mate. Like I say, we've just had one of those seasons, and it's like I was saying earlier, this performance was, it wasn't on Jacko, to be fair. He's been dealt a shit hand a day before the game, and this has been Parker's tactics, Parker's instructions, Parker's game plan, because that's not going to have just been ripped up and changed over the course of a couple of hours. The job's been done for us. We are relegated and we are trying to play for pride. But that I see out there, there's no pride. There's no. Okay, I can't fault effort because they've actually wore a kit and gone out on the pitch. So that's a level of effort, isn't it? Is it the effort we expect? Not at all. Not at all. But yeah, it's a loss. Another one. Another loss that always happens. Become accustomed to them. Forgot what a win looks like. That's why I've enjoyed watching Burnley Women's this year, because at least there's been some sort of excitement at Turf Moor when we've watched them play. But it's finished 3-1. As I said earlier, thank you very much to you all for watching. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for getting involved. Really do appreciate it. And I suppose we'll see you next week with our match preview. Until then, up the clarets and take care. Au revoir.